Yeah, bang bang rail. Courts, holding cells, prison. Yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah, in my times, you go to court. You're sitting downstairs in a cell. They come up the stairs. You get your sentence. You go down the stairs. You go in a cell. Maybe it's got a plank of wood there. Maybe three or four of you in there sitting up. So two maybe sitting down. The rest are standing up. Yeah. So the rest might have to sit on the floor. Maybe have a toilet in there. You can imagine what the toilet's like. It's absolutely filthy. A proper toilet, absolutely filthy. No seat there. It'd be this filthy dirty. Yeah. Then they come with your meal. You get your meal, cup of coffee, sandwich, or whatever it is, and then you're waiting to go to your prison. But before you go to a prison, no one wants to go to this place. This place is the worst place to go to. It's called Lambeth. Yeah. Lambeth holding cells. It's the worst place that you can go to. No one wants to go there, mate. Where we going now? We're going to Lambeth holding cells. Oh no, right? Lambeth holding cells or holding cells all around everywhere, all around Britain, really, all around England, right around. It's all from Lambeth, yeah. You go to another nick, and you go to another nick, and you go to another nick, or whatever it is. It's the worst place that you can ever go to, Lambeth. You go there, you go in the van goes downstairs, like a car park, yeah? You go down, they drop you off here, they go to somewhere else to drop off there. And you go in these big cells, yeah? Maybe 20, 30, even 50 handed in these cells. They got concrete places where you can sit. They got maybe two toilets in there, really filth, dirt toilets full of poo, full of everything. It's diabolical, yeah. It stinks. You got people that are smoking fags. You don't smoke. You go in there, it's like a fog. It's all foggy with smoke. It stinks in there, yeah. And you go in there 40, 50 handed. And you've got a headache. You've got a headache now because you've been in the van, you've been in court, you've got migraines, you want to be sick. It's absolutely Keiko in there. They come around and give you sandwiches. The sandwiches are absolute filth. You're in there for absolutely hours upon hours upon hours. And in there, if you're lucky, you're going to get London Knicks. If you're not lucky, you're going to go to Winchester, Wakefield, all round prisons, yeah? Prisons might just to hold you there for the next 3 or 4 days and you come back to whatever, yeah? You get people crying in there because they've got to go right out of the way, maybe 50, 60, 70 miles, and they're in a van. The van might stop for a couple of hours somewhere, get them a tea or coffee, and then it goes off again. And then it goes to another nick. The nick opens up, they go in there for teas and coffees, and they keep travelling all the time. Lambeth, mate, it's the worst place in the world. If you go into the scrubs, like I was, you got half a chance. You go to the scrubs, who goes to the scrubs late, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, 10, 11, 12, whatever they want to, when they want to move you, when they're ready. And sometimes you go to the prison and they won't allow you in. Even if the prison, some cells are empty, they won't allow you in because they've already done the numbers and they don't want you in the prison. They refuse to have you in the prison, so then you got to go somewhere else. It's happened to me 2 or 3 times. Well, I've gone to Winchester, yeah? You think I'm joking? This is what it's about, mate. I'm not joking, it's serious. But anyway, you go to the scrubs. You go in the scrubs, you can't believe it. It's absolutely dark in there. You go in a cell, just being in one cell, it's absolutely filth. You go in a holding cell, there's people in there crying, people in there got big bits of sentences, there's people in there absolutely filthy dirty, you're still smelling the fags, passing wind, there's a toilet in there, and that's it. But when you get to the cells, there's not such a thing as a toilet. You get in a pot to wee in, to poo in, to do whatever you got to do, yeah? And being that I've done prison before, or YP, Borstal, I know the score anyway. But loads of people in there don't know nothing, yeah? They're crying. People are smoking, you don't smoke, you got headaches, you got all the smoke, it's filthy dirty in there. All of a sudden they call your names, you go out there, so and so, you're doing a sentence or whatever you're doing, 7 years, 12 years, whatever you're doing, yeah? Bump, okay, yeah, Lee, how you going, but crash, see you back again, crash, this, that and the other, you ain't learnt your lesson, crash, go and get your kit. You go and get your kit, you can't believe it, when you go to get your kit, they give you your bits and pieces, you get your pants, maybe 2 pair of pants, a couple of vests, shirts, one grey pair of trousers, pair of jeans, shoes, unbelievable shoes, and that's it, socks, and a jacket. Everything you get is either too small for you or too big for you. It's stained with poo stains all over it, food stains all over the shirts, food stains all over the vests, and you're complaining. The guy behind the counter's not too bothered because that's the gear you got. You don't want it, mate. Complain to the screws. They're going to take you down to the Tokyo. You're going to get nothing. You're going to take what you got to take, and they're going to take you down the block. How do you want to be, mate? You can't. What can you do? It ain't his fault. So you get everything. You get a pillowcase. In there's your sheet, 2 sheets. If you're lucky, 2 sheets and bits of pot cups and knife and fork and pieces. Got a shirt, pair of pants, a vest or whatever. You go in the holding room, and all of a sudden, everybody's in there. Food. You come out. You go to the food counter. The food is diabolical. You want something they ain't got. You can't have that, mate. You can't have that. You can't have this. You got to have that. Yeah. But I'm having some of that, mate. No, you can't have it, mate. You can't have it. It's, it's a vegetarian food or whatever it is, and bump. You can't have it. He calls him murder. He's want to kill the geezer, but that ain't his fault. You do get it. You can get it. You've got fags in you. You can get whatever you like. You can get milk, chocolate, everything. We've got cigarettes in there. So the best thing to do, if you know you're going to Lambeth, is trying to get something, yeah? I always used to get a bit of tobacco, so when I went there, I've got the best of everything, yeah? But if you can't, you get everything absolute shit. The food, you wouldn't even give to a pig. That's how bad it is. Bread stale, another butter. Go in the holding cell, all your kits, and you're sitting there, all your other clothes have been took off. You've got these clothes on, oh, mate, you're looking like a clown. You look filthy dirty, and mate, you can't believe it, yeah? And then they take you to your cells. They take you to your cells. They've already told you what wing you're going on, this, that, and the other. You go to your wing. You go to, where am I going to go? You're going on the 4s, you're going on the 3s, you're going on the 2s, and all this, that, and the other. Everyone wants to go to the 4s because it's nice up there, peaceful up there. No one wants to go down to 2s and 3s. Anyway, get down, you go on the 2s, go in the cell, 2-handed in there, another bed, or sometimes 3-handed, and another bed, so it's 4 on the cell. But not lucky to get a 3 cell. So it's a single bed, bunk bed. You go in there, it stinks of fags, it stinks of farts, stinks of poo, stinks of everything. The guys in the cells say, "You want a cup of tea, mate?" And mate, you go in there, they put a tea on the pipe because it's now cold winter, and they give you a cup of tea. That the tea is black. Don't drink it; it's filth. So you try and get a drop of water. You got to be careful because you don't know what's going to. It's one of them things that you get your bed. Either you get a bunk bed, or you get a bottom bed, yeah. But the single bed's already been took for the guys being the longest. The greatest bed to take, believe it or not, is the top bunk bed. The reasons being is because the one below, sometimes you get someone on the bunk bed up the top that wheezes at night time, and it comes through the rubber mattress, the rubber what do you call it? What the rubber mattress, and a pee goes on your head or whatever, and it drips down and things like that, and things are starting. You can't win. It's absolutely filthy in that cell. There's no paint on the walls, like a greeny, blacky, grey paint. It's all the brickwork. It's filthy in there. And you're going in there and you don't, what have I done? You can't believe it. And you've just got maybe 7 years, maybe even 21 years. You've got such a long time and you think, oh, what? I've got to go through all this again. And you're in there and they're talking crap to you. You don't even know. Right? You're sleeping in there for the first night. You ain't got a clue what them two are in for, or them three others are in for. You don't know. They might be together. They might be complete nut-nuts. You don't know who you're with, mate. You haven't got a clue where you're going to sell, where you're twoed up, threed up. You don't know. You're trying to sleep, they're snoring, fighting, everything, right? And all of a sudden you get the worst stench possible and you see someone is having a poo. Either downstairs in a bunk bed or a single bed. Whoever it is, they've got paper on the bed and they're pooing on the bed, pooing on the paper, and they're weeing in a pot, in an aluminium pot. And they put the aluminium pot down, they fold everything up. It's all wet, horrible, mate. They fold it up and they tie it up with bits of sheet that they've just cut off. They tie it up as tight as they can. They pick it up with their hands and the poo's dripping all over the floor. And you're living in that cell, mate. You want to kill them. And they pick it up, it's dribbling everywhere, and they throw it out the window. The window is about, what, I don't know, 8 by 8. And you've got sliding ones, yeah? And chucking it out. Plop! And it's poo all over the floor, everywhere. The guy's wiping it down with his shirt, an old shirt, yeah, wiping it all down. Tomorrow, he's going to try and get another shirt. He's got a good chance of getting it because it's full of poo, yeah? Wiping it down. It's a cell now stinks of poo. This is maybe 2 in the morning, mate. It's absolutely filth. And you've got to do a sentence maybe of 2 years, 18 months in that cell. If you're lucky to get out of that cell, get a job somewhere as quick as possible and get a 2 up and clean your cell. Everybody is running around for papers, newspapers, because of that, what they do. They put in on newspapers, chuck out the window. Everybody is running around for tobacco, black, beauty, brown, whatever it is. Everybody's looking for it. Old Holborn, Virginia, Gold Virginia is a treat. Very rare are you getting that. Prison, when you first go to prison in my times, it's the worst place in the world. It's the worst place in the world. And I look at this new thing they've got out, yeah, about prison. I can't believe it. They want to go to a real, but they want to put on a real prison. I know it's about prisons now, but let's see prisons that it was years ago and how would they cope, these actors and all that, how would they cope like that in proper conditions like that? They'd die, mate. Would they be allowed to go in them conditions? No, they wouldn't. When I watch it and I see people sitting down on sitting with chairs, on tables, eating their food, I can't believe it. It's I've never seen it before like that. White peas, yes, but even that is like, it's crazy, man. And people are talking absolute crap. Everybody's looking spick and span, ain't like that. The only time it's like that is when you go to your big prison where you're doing your bird, where you're doing big bird. That's where it changes. Let me tell you a little bit about that. You go to your big prison, you change, everything changes, your clothes, you get nice clothes, clean clothes. You don't really get your own clothes, but you get clean stuff, yeah? You're still in prison. All that prison, all your own clothes didn't come in until later on, the 80s and the 80s, 90s, all that didn't come in, yeah? So you still got prison stuff, but you got a lot of better stuff, yeah? And when you go to them cells, nice little cells. You've got your own bed, single cell, mate. You can't believe it. You notice that bedspreads are clean, everything's clean, because when you go to these your first nick, yeah, and they give all your bedding, they give you a bed eider down sort of thing. It's all like stitched that, right? And when you get it, you've got to remember that people that leave their cell in the morning to go to court, they roll that up, yeah, and throw it in the heaps. They throw it in big heaps, maybe 30, 40, 60, 80, 200 in a heap, yeah? And you got to pull your one out of that. You pull it out and you take it to your wing, and that's your top, what goes on top of your bed. And mate, you've never smelt anything like it in your life, because people use it on the floor. People use it to wipe whatever they wipe with when they're wanking themselves silly. And it's something that you don't want to smell, mate. It's unbelievable. And when you lay in your bed at night and you're pulling your sheet up, and it stinks. Everything stinks in prison. Everything stinks. Your clothes, your breath, everything. It's just something that people should go through. People should go through that, but they go, it's like everything. They go, if you had that, you wouldn't go back in prison. But I went back. I come back in prison, so I'm a failure. But there's a lot of people that don't, yeah? I'm a failure. Your visits, they can't believe you, what you look like. But when you go to your big nick, things change, You've got single cells. You've got your niceties. You can buy your canteens. You can get nice things you can cook in there and everything, yeah? And not only can you cook, but you also get, in my times, people, you notice people that have got everything usually have a big radio called a hacker, massive great radio called a hacker, or they get something like a hacker, or they get a Pi radio, a hacker radio. They get there's another one. I forget the name of it, but I'll get it in a minute. And we all have these nice radios, yeah. You want to buy them, otherwise you get a little transistor radio. But when you go to these Roberts Rambler, that's what I had, a Roberts Rambler, but I had a little Roberts Rambler. People that had the big Roberts Rambler, the big hackers, but what they do, they chase the wall down with the electric cable and they put it in and they put it all back. Mostly, when I was in Albany prison, most people there had a record player, yeah? Maybe a Pi record player, maybe a Sony record player. They had the record players and they had batteries in them, but the batteries would only last for a couple of hours. So they put wires out, bump up, chase up the wall and bump into the electrics, because people had done that and you paid them to do that. Yeah, it's a joke. Prison, when you go to a big prison, is completely different, yeah? It's completely different, but it needs someone show them what real prison is about. They wouldn't last, mate. These actors and people like who are in there now, no one's done this. There's only a few of us who have. I'm one of them. John Massey, maybe two of them. There ain't many, mate, who's done like we've done. There ain't many at all have done what we've done. This prison is prison. What we've done is real prison, mate. I love to see people go through it. I love to see people go through the worst part of prison is your separation from the woman you're with. Yeah, don't forget, prisons in my time, that prisons were meant to break you apart. Yeah, to break you apart so you don't see your partner anymore. So don't go out and see. You've got to remember, she's more likely seeing you look like a prince. Smart, clean, smelling, nice looking. And when you go and see her on a visit after a month, 2 months, you look like a bag of shit. You're stinking, your breath smells, you ain't being brushed teeth, because they said, come on, you're going now, or you're not at all. It's one of them things, you can't talk, you've got no phones, everything's done by a letter for a letter. So, you can imagine, you send a VO out with a letter, send it to your missus, and you expect a visit on the day you've asked her, but they might not even send the letter out. So she comes up, not even been able to tell you she's come up, because the letter she sent you isn't arrived yet. And when you get a visit, you can't believe it. What the fuck is it? You go into one, she goes into one. Look at the state of you. What you done? She can't believe that you're that man that she married, that perfect man that's an armed robber, got everything he wants, and then you look like a bag of shit. You're lucky that when you go in prison, you see people, meet people, bum, bum, bum. I've been in prison all my life, yeah? So after maybe the first, second time, you get to know people. When you go in prison, you get to see the screws know you, everyone knows you. So you know the system, you work the system your way. You work it your way, you get whatever you want, yeah? Because you read it, you know the score. You've been in fights with people, you've been fights, you've knocked out people, you've stabbed nonsense, you've done nonsense, you've done everything that the screws ask you to do, yeah? So now he's looking after you, because prison, don't try and tell me you're a grass, this, that and the other. No, prison isn't about that, mate. Prison's about looking after yourself. No one else is going to look after you but yourself. You've got mates, you've got pals, but you still look after you. You still look after you because no one else is going to look after you, right? No one else. You've got to be strong. You got to be strong. Remember, you got to get out of that place, yeah? And you got to get out of that place in one piece, because there's a lot of people that don't. There's a lot of people in my times that went in prison that couldn't handle it. Couldn't handle prison, because you got to remember, in my times, you done 3/4 of your bird. Now you do half. But in my times, you done 3/4 of it. 3/4, a third. It's ridiculous. And they're giving you grief 24/7. And they're giving you grief 24/7, mate. And prison is a place you don't want to be in them days. You don't want to be there, mate. But when you go to a big prison, it's completely different. Everything's changed. The screws are different. The screws are half gentlemen, mate. You get your jobs, you do your work, your cells spick and span. You can have what you want. When I went to my big prison in Albany, you could order curtains. You can order bedspreads. You can have pillows. You could have lots of things, yeah? But you couldn't have your freedom. And you can't have what they've got now, DVDs, televisions. You didn't have televisions in them days. All you had was a record player. Everybody playing John Holt, Led Zeppelin, Doors, Pink Floyd. That was the ones everyone played. And everyone played them because everyone was out there nut. There was no cannabis there. It was all acid tabs and things like that, yeah? There was no puff. Very rarely would you get puff in prison. Very rarely you get, but tabs, acid tabs, you got that. When my days, if you was caught with some sort of heavy, hard drugs, you'd get killed, mate. If you got caught with crack and all that, crack and heroin and all that, you get mullered. They would put you in hospital for the rest of your life, mate. You could not sell that, be around it, mate. You'd get killed. You wasn't allowed that. And it was very rare that acid tabs would be around. They come in drips and drabs, yeah? Puff, no puff. No puff, no coke, no crack, no heroin. Nothing like that, yeah? No smack, nothing like that. And that's how prison was in my times. Just a little bit. There's a lot more about prisons in my times. But bang, bang, well, have a nice night. Yeah, bye.